What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. First, a shout out to all of the new subscribers. Welcome all of you to the channel. I also always love when anybody mentions in their comment that they are a new sub. I always love that, and I always send you a message back, just to welcome something, just a pleasantry, just to say, I recognize you and welcome to the channel. But again, shout out to all of the new subscribers on the channel that are flowing in. Flowing in, you guys. I sound like a scratch record, but it's the truth and I must proclaim it. Um, you know, I always listen to the universe, everybody. You've heard me say this a million times, and your ears have withered into raisins from hearing me say it. But it is my guide, it is my navigation, it is my GPS, it is what informs everything that I do in life. I don't do anything. Hear this. I don't do anything without a whisper from the universe. I proclaimed to you days ago that I had a Jussie Smollett video that I had completed already. There was a couple things I wanted to put on the beginning and on the end, but it was done. It was a full-on rant that came out of me, and all I was really trying to dress it up with at the end, because it was done and I was going to release that, and I just thought, well, no, you need to put something else with that. So on the end of it, I was going to bring you all this data on, well, I'm not going to give it away because I still may do that part. All right. Anyway, but the universe was telling me, wait, Jedi, wait. You see? Because one thing that I absolutely understood anyway is that this story was shifting and moving. It was a live wire, evolving and changing, you see. And in my original video, I was full on here to support Jussie Smollett, to be in his corner and say this is some bullshit, and I was laying out all my reasons. Now, with new information that is highly compelling, I feel like I'm prepared to, in the words of in the words of Tupac, my favorite, and not just my favorite, but the best diss rap song ever written, ever in the history of humanity. I feel like now I'm about to say, first off, fuck your bitch and the clique you claim. West Side, when we ride, come equipped with game. You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. We bust on bad boys, niggas fuck for life. Plus, Puffy trying to see me weak, hearts I rip. Jussie Smollett and Junior Mafia, some mark-ass bitches. There'll be more. It'll be on the album. All right, settle down. All right, take your seat. Put your hand down. All right, settle down. But I feel like I'm in that space, everybody, because I also tell you all the time two things. The first, and this is the most important, is we're not interested in anything but the truth. That's it. We're only interested in the truth. What is the truth of it? Whatever it is. A sandwich, goddammit. A bowl of cereal. A movie. An article. A person. A car. A pencil. Damn it, the floor. It doesn't matter. What is the truth of it? Because truth is the settler of all conflict. Truth is the settler of all conflict. Now, the other thing I always say is we always have to ask the question that comes out of the mouth of every child. It is the most divine thing that they little ask and say when they little, and it runs you crazy. You end up on pills, you end up on alcohol, you end up in a drug rehab over hearing one word out of their damn mouth. Why? God damn it, they got to know why. Why? 'Cause I said so, you little nasty. Get your shit. Get your ass in there. Why? You see. And as much as it gets on our nerves, it is so divine. But it is a glaring reminder that they are a new presence on the earth, and so everything is new. So you have to define concepts for them. Tie your shoe. Why? Sit down. Why? Go to bed. Why? Everything is why. You're pulling your hair out with tweezers. Why? Why? And I have always said to you, it is so important that you bring yourself back to that place. That childlike questioning and curiosity that wants to know why. And one of the reasons why the universe was telling me to hold the other video is because the universe reminded me, said, Jedi, you don't know why. You don't know why. And you haven't asked why. So that alone, I knew I needed to wait. Because we can analyze the story, and I have philosophical points, and da-da-da-da-da. And I can go through it forensically and break some things down, and exculpate and expose. But I didn't have the reason why. Why, Jedi? Why? You see. And I am perplexed because the provocateurs of any crime by any human beings on the earth usually are for just a few simple reasons. The first provocateur of any crime is money. Money's always someplace. When we talk about motive, money is right at the top. Money. The next thing, revenge or anger. All right, we'll put those in the same, under the same header. Revenge and anger. Excuse me. Third one, attention and or fame. We'll lump those together. That's 3. The fourth one is power. All right. So when we look at this case and we hold the grid of that is Jussie Smollett to this grid, we say, well, which one does he fit under? We'll start with money. Well, he's got money coming out of his ass, so that's out. All right. Then we go to revenge and anger. Well, not so much. Doesn't really fit in this case. So we throw that out. Then we get to power or fame and or attention. So he's got fame and attention, so that's out. Power. Well, we all know in this country when you're a celebrity, you kind of have power. You see, like it or not, you have power. You know, people put cameras in your face. You can go on television when you want to. You get to get your message across. They won't let you pay for shit when you go to a restaurant. You get the best tables. Da 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 da. All right. So none of these provocations for crime fit here. Then I had to say to myself, do I think in just my own limited exposure to him, do I think he's crazy? All right. I don't know him well enough. You know, I mean, I've seen him on TV, I've seen him in interviews, watched him, you know, and I mean, I know him as just about as much as you would know him. So I don't really, he seems coherent and all those things. So I ask myself, why? If in fact this is some kind of a hoax, what would be the provocation for it? We're talking the wintertime. We're talking about Chicago. I'm from south side of Chicago, homie. In the wintertime, you just walk outside, your eyelashes freeze. Your eyelashes freeze, and you go back inside. Take your shit. You see? Not like, oh my god, I'm freezing. Oh my god, no, fuck that. No, bitch, you really are freezing. You turn into a statue. You see? It's 2 a.m. You see? Then I had to remind myself, well, they do film the show in Chicago. Okay, fine. All right, that's okay. No problem. I never heard of a 24-hour Subway. Can I just tell you that? Which I don't eat at Subway, and you don't either, because I already told you that shit is bad for you, because it has those that shit in it that causes Alzheimer's. Um, I can't think of that word again. Uh, some nice so much. So I can't think of it. Anyway, you don't eat there either. You do not eat at Subway. Take your ass. All right. But anyway, I never heard of a 24-hour Subway. Never heard of it. You know, and just as a business model, it doesn't seem practical, because as someone who managed restaurants even in the past, you know, um, after you have closed the main portion of the store, you have a level of safety, you know, so the only customers are coming through the drive-through. You really don't want walk-ins, you know, late at night, because you're kind of a sitting target. So I never heard of a 24-hour Subway. You know, people don't really want to get out of their car, you know, to walk in when it's late. They just want to kind of go through a late night drive-through and be on their way, you know, and especially in Chicago winter weather, you know, where your eyelashes freeze. So that's kind of insignificant, but it stood out to me, because like I say, I never heard of a 24-hour Subway. I just didn't. You know, I don't really think people are that pressed for Subway. All right, fine. Then we find out that no cameras picked up anything, and I was very suspect of the police. And in my original video that you won't see now, I was ranting about that. You know, like, how is it that there's not a single camera picked this up, and this is some bullshit, and they probably got the footage and they're not showing it, and it's all lies, and I can't. All right, fine. But then the days kept going on, you know, and when I first started seeing this hoax shit online, which was mostly white videos from white people, it wasn't surprising, you see, and I just ignored them as being their normal savage selves that start shit on the earth, so I just dismissed that and moved on. Then it just seems like everything was escalating. But, you know, and then the last thing that I heard was that no, they had evidence that it wasn't a hoax, that what he said was true. There was some evidence they had and so forth. But it keeps evolving and moving. And the universe kept saying, well, you can't release your video, Jedi, because you really don't know what's going on. And most importantly, you haven't asked why. You haven't asked why. You haven't satisfied that. So what I seek to do in this video is to find out the why. All right. So I want to begin with this. Jussie Smollett case, clues into potential motive behind attack. We're going to turn this word into why. All right? Because that's what we're exploring here, everybody. The why of it. The why of it. Because I think that this is the most important thing to explore. You know, forget the sensational stuff. You know, the attack, how it happened, and all that stuff. Forget that. The why. is the essence, and I think would be the most intellectual angle to approach this from, because I think that would yield true or false. You see, if we can have a satisfactory why, then we can understand if there's truth or if there is falsehood or hoax. Are you following me? All right. So, and this is perfect because it's from CBS Chicago. I have not read it. Especially if you're somebody new, I just want to stop and remind you that anytime you watch any of my videos, if I am dealing with any literature, or in the words of Mrs. Doubtfire, any literature, I never read the article. I don't read it. All I do is I put in a search of what I want the article to talk about, and then I pick from the list of results, and then when I click over on it, I do this. How long is this? How long is it? How long is it? Okay, and where does it end? Okay, and it looks okay, and then I go back to the top. Haven't read anything. Why do you do that, Jedi? Because I want it to be a fresh dissertation for you. And through that, I'm hoping to inspire you to up your game on how you discern information, how you pick apart or receive information. I always tell you, you got to stand at your gate and be the captain of your ship. So I'm demonstrating my filters. You understand? So that's the value and my provocation for never reading a single letter of any article. And people that have been with me for a while will tell you, sometimes that gets me into trouble because I will think an article is on that topic and I'll start it, but sometimes we're going through it and it's some bullshit and it's not giving us anything. I say, okay, we're over this. We're done. We're abandoning this. We're over it. And then I just abandon it mid-article and move to something else, right? So that's my reason for doing that. So I've not read this. That way, when you are listening to this right now, you and me are together. We're finding this out at the same time. So it gives you an opportunity to explore how your own reaction would be or would have been had you not been with me going through it. You understand? So it's a teachable moment while exploring the information. All right? So it's kind of a twofer. All right? Tell you I'm here for a mission, everybody. Now, so this is CBS Chicago. All right? And this is by Charles DeMar, Brad Edwards, and Suzanne Lemignon. So we assume these are people that don't look like us. All right. And by the way, that opening video, because as you know now, the thing is that they're saying it's these two Nigerian dudes that were extras on Empire, that he had hired them to stage this attack. All right. This is why we seek the why now. But I was just going to say, when you see them dudes, I don't care if you male, female, woman, or male, female, man, woman, or goddamn child. When you see them Nigerian brothers, if you don't feel like you need to get up and at least do at least one push-up or a crunch, you feel me? Or like one sit-up or something, I don't understand you. Like, I can't. You feel me? I'm the same way when I see LL Cool J. I don't care what I'm doing. If damn it, I got to do a crunch. Damn it. And I just get down and at least do like one crunch. It just makes me feel better about life. Damn it, I got to do a crunch. Damn it. So I do my crunch. So when you see them brothers, you got to do a crunch. All right. Now, Empire's actor Jussie Smollett, upset after a racist letter sent to the show's studio didn't get a bigger reaction. Upset after a racist letter sent to the show's studio didn't get a bigger reaction, quote unquote, is suspected of paying two men to attack him a week later, according to multiple sources with direct knowledge to the investigation. Quote, when the letter didn't get enough attention, he concocted the staged attack. a source told CBS 2 investigator Brad Edwards. Other sources corroborate that information. All right. Then they're saying timeline, key developments in the Jussie Smollett case, full coverage, read CBS's coverage of the case. I don't think we need to go there because that suggests they're going to take us back. We're trying to move forward into the why. All right, the blockbuster revelation into at least part of Smollett's potential motives comes 2 days after CBS 2's Charlie DeMar reported Smollett and two brothers, Ola and Abel Osundario, staged the attack on January 29 in Streeterville. DeMar spoke on the phone. That's CBS's Charles DeMar, or Charlie, spoke on the phone exclusively with the Osundario brothers Monday afternoon. In a joint statement, they said, quote, "We are not racist. We are not, well, they're black. They can't be racist. I'm over it. We are not homophobic. And we are not anti-Trump. Well, that's a problem. We were born and raised in Chicago and are American citizens." Okay, so they're born and raised here. All right, so they're Nigerian, but not so much. All right. Jussie received, and by the way, I didn't know anything about these letters until this case. So, whatever. All right. Smollett received a letter containing a white powder January 22nd January. The letter was mailed to Chicago's Cinespace Studios, where the show Empire is filmed. The letter prompted a hazmat response. CPD says the, quote, white substance was later determined to be aspirin. The note was crafted with letters apparently cut out from magazines to form words. The pieced together message contained racial and homophobic threats directed at Smollett. A magazine is one of the pieces of evidence retrieved from the brothers' home last week during a search conducted by CPD. Investigators also recovered a book of stamps. The brothers are acquaintances of Smollett, and that's one of them, and then this is the other one. When asked about the letter in a televised interview last week, Smollett said, quote, on the letter, it had a stick figure hanging from a tree with a gun pointed toward it. It also had MAGA reference to the fucking Orange Tulip's campaign slogan, written as the return address. In due course, all the facts will reveal themselves, and at the end of the day, my clients are honest and credible, the brother's attorney Gloria Schmidt said. During the search of the brothers' home last week, a piece of paper writing was also seized. CBS 2 is the only news source with video from inside that house. Police evidence logs exclusively obtained by CBS 2 show investigators took the writing sample, magazine, and a wallet with stamps. So I guess this is their inventory of the scene. All right, their lists. Chicago police say the FBI is handling the investigation surrounding the letter because that's a federal level concern. Smollett claims two men attacked him in Streetersville early 29 January, and as he was heading to his apartment, he said they yelled racial and homophobic slurs at him, poured a chemical on him, and put a rope around his neck. Sources say at least one of the brothers bought the rope used in the incident at Smollett's request. The sources also say the Empire actor paid for the rope, which was purchased at the Crafty Beaver hardware store in the Ravens neighborhood the weekend of 25th January. Sources said one of the brothers held the rope and poured bleach, while the other wore a plain red hat and yelled slurs at Smollett. Just a second. If he planned this, why would they need to be yelling anything? Like, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. The street is empty. There's ice and shit on the roads and sidewalk. Why would anybody need to be yelling anything? it seems that if you're going to stage this, then you just would go in front of, like, there's a camera over there. Let me walk over there, and then when I get over there, you guys come over there, and we just look like we're fighting. You feel me? Like, why would there need to be yelling and anything being said and a script, so to speak, in place? You know, it happened where nobody would see it except for maybe if cameras caught it. It wasn't in the middle of the street. It wasn't inside the fucking subway. It wasn't just outside the subway. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just seems like, well, why? There's that question. Why? 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 Because I told you, little nasty. Now get your little pissy ass in there. Get your shit. Get your ass. Get your shit. And get them toys up. So anyways. So they wore plain red hat, while the other wore plain red hat and yelled slurs. But we know there's no hats. They just yelled that slogan. There were no hats. There were no hats. The sources say the red hat was bought at an uptown beauty supply. No, there was no hats. He already said that in the interview that he did. There were no hats. That was one of the things that was misstated. The sources said the red hat was bought at the Uptown Beauty Supply store and that the attack was supposed to happen before 29 January. The brothers told detectives that the three men rehearsed the attack days prior to it happening. Smollett paid the brothers $3,500. Why couldn't you just give me a smooth $5,000? You feel me? Just round up, goddammit, round up. And he got it, you know. And then they didn't say each either, so whatever. But anyways, when Edwards reached out to CPT immediately prior to his reporting, a spokesperson responded via text, quote, "We are not doing any interviews or making any official statements until we can corroborate some information that was shared with police. Until we meet with the Empire cast member, we are not able to confirm, deny, or comment on any of the information that was released unofficially." Quote, "When this investigation is over, we will have a detailed account of the case. While we are not in a position to confirm, deny, or comment on the validity of what's been officially released, there are some developments in this investigation and detectives have some follow-ups to complete, which include additional investigation and speaking to the individuals who reported the incident." The individual who reported the incident. Smollett's lawyer replied to requests for comment on the new allegations with the following statement, quote, "We are not going to respond to every new anonymous accusation or rumor. Jussie Smollett's lawyers are in contact with the CPD. Jussie will continue to cooperate with the investigation in an appropriate and respectful manner that does not include talking to media at this time." Brad Edwards. Now, in a response to our reporting, Jussie Smollett's crisis management consultant gave CBS Chicago this statement. That was the above statement. Okay, fine, I'm over it. All right. And then that's the end of that. And then it goes into another story. Wait. All right, and then, okay, so, well, we know they were arrested. I'm not going to get into that. Jussie Smollett case, police questioning two persons of interest seen on video near alleged attack. All right. Well, we'll just maybe just a skosh now. Damn it. All right. Suspects arrested in Jussie Smollett case. This is from 15 February. Two brothers being questioned in Smollett case are now under arrest. The men, we know their names, were arrested Friday in connection with an alleged attack on Empire actor The men are identified by their attorney Gloria Schmidt. Police have not released any charges yet. Meantime, two sources with intimate knowledge of the investigation tell CBS investigator Brad Edwards the attack on Smollett was potentially orchestrated by the actor himself and involved two other men. But police said while there is no evidence documenting the alleged attack, there is also no evidence to say it is a hoax. They said Smollett is being cooperative at the time and continues to be treated as a victim, not a suspect. men are seen on surveillance near where Smollett told police he was attacked on 29 January. The suspects being questioned by detectives in the case are brothers who worked on Empire with Smollett. Okay, Schmidt, the attorney representing, okay, when they first learned about what happened to him, they were horrified. This is someone they know. This is someone they've worked with, so they don't want to see somebody go through that, Schmidt said. Schmidt said police detained her clients Wednesday evening at customs at O'Hare. The two men were returning from a trip to Nigeria when officers raided their family home on the north side. Pictures from the raid show the front door busted off its frame, items thrown across the living room, bedroom doors damaged, and clothes tossed everywhere. Receipts, police left behind investigators. Some of the items seized, including a blackface mask, an Empire script, phone, receipt, a red hat, and bleach. Excuse me. Smollett has told police two men attacked him in Streeterville around 2 a.m. on 29 January. As he was heading home to his apartment, he said they yelled racial, okay, blah, blah. The actor and singer gave his first public account in an interview with Good Morning America. I'm going to show a little bit of that. Just little tiny pieces I was able to find. When the police came, I kept the clothes on. I kept the rope. Smollett said, okay, we're going to just go to that then. Let's go to the little tiny snippets that I have of that, because I just want to use it to show his demeanor. That's my purpose for showing these quick little snippets. All right, let's go to our first one now. Before we see the first clip, let me run this, because this gives you a sense of the ire and the drama and the reporting that's going on before you see him speak. All right, see this now. It's very short.
Okay, a lot to cover. We've got some breaking news. Actor and musician Jussie Smollett from the hit show Empire was attacked and beaten in Chicago.
Two assailants approached him, wearing ski masks and yelling homophobic and racist slurs.
Racial and homophobic slurs.
They poured a chemical on him believed to be bleach and tied a rope.
By the way, before we go on, I just want to highlight something. Now, is this a cut? I want to know that, because this is a yellow dude. And days later, we saw him. He should have at least been wearing the Nelly Band-Aid under his eye, because that would leave a mark on him, definitely. You feel me? You can see if one of the Nigerian dudes, but it would really stand out on him. That's important. Keep that in mind. Let's go on.
Chicago.
Two assailants approached him, wearing ski masks and yelling homophobic and racist slurs.
Racial and homophobic slurs.
They poured a chemical on him believed to be bleach and tied a rope around his neck.
As the men fled, they yelled, "This is MAGA country."
I'm probably America's preeminent expert on hate crime hoaxes, and I've been documenting these throughout the years. A new hate crime. Well, no, it turns out that actually, you know, it was a person doing a hoax, right?
That Smollett and the two men are being questioned by police for staging the attack, allegedly because his character was being written out of the show.
Oh, it's not necessarily that you don't believe.
Where is it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? This is 48. Let's go back.
Smollett from the hit show Empire.
All right. There's his face there. 48. And then there on GMA. He's perfect. Like ready for the runway. We're done. But let's go on.
That this is the truth. You don't even want to see the truth.
Let's hear that again.
Believe that this is the truth.
Character was being written out of the show.
Hear this.
Oh, it's not necessarily that you don't believe that this is the truth. You don't even want to see the truth.
Now, I played that lead in, you know, like all the replay. His face is everywhere, dude. He is the biggest story next after fucking the orange tulip. It's the orange tulip and then him. Biggest story. And I'm just thinking, like, that's why I was giving him the benefit of the doubt, because I just don't see a motive. All this is happening, and now you speak. All right, let's finish this out. It's like 2 seconds. Well, that was the end of it. All right. One more, I think, that's like that, because I wanted you to see him speaking. Let's go to this next one. First, let us see this.
There are some conflicting reports about the alleged MAGA attack against Empire actor Jussie Smollett last month in Chicago. The developments are coming in by the minute. Jonathan Hunt is live in our West Coast newsroom to tell us what they are. Jonathan.
Good evening, Tammy. For some time now, multiple law enforcement and city officials have been telling our own Chicago-based reporter Matt Finn that Jussie Smollett's story of an alleged attack appeared to be a hoax. They based that apparently on not having found evidence of an assault, even after looking at hundreds of hours of security camera video recordings from the area. Nonetheless, with the investigation ongoing, we have been circumspect in our reporting. But tonight, local Chicago media outlets are reporting Chicago police are indeed investigating whether Jussie Smollett may have staged the attack, along with two men who worked with him on the set of the Fox TV show Empire, and those two who are now being questioned by investigators. Now, earlier in the investigation, police released grainy images of two persons of interest, and Chicago police today confirmed they detained two men last night.
I want to stop and say this. Just as I question, like, why would you need to have him yelling anything and all that, I want to say this. Because it occurs to me that because his manager, he was on the phone with his manager goes, yeah, I heard this too. You know, that they could have said that anyway. They still need to be yelling it out on the street. You understand me? And then the other thing is, after it's over, he said he went back to his apartment and then later went to the hospital and and whatever. Why would they need to be walking away? Why wouldn't they just be in a car? Where they just go to their car and drive away or something? Like, I can't. Let's see this out.
They also searched their homes. The CBS TV station in Chicago is reporting that the attorney for those two says he expects charges sometime tomorrow afternoon. And another station, ABC 7 Chicago, also reporting that police are looking into whether the entire incident was a hoax, although the Chicago Police Department's chief communications officer tweeted tonight, quote, "Media reports about the Empire incident being a hoax are unconfirmed by case detectives. Superintendent Eddie Johnson has contacted ABC."
This is 14 February 2019. 14 February. Just go back a skosh as we go on. This is only a 2-minute clip, everybody.
Incident being a hoax are unconfirmed by case detectives. Superintendent Eddie Johnson has contacted ABC 7 Chicago to state on the record that we have no evidence to support their reporting, and their supposed CPD sources,
that would have been Thursday, just so you know,
are uninformed and inaccurate. Now, ABC 7 Chicago also said Smollett may have been motivated to organize the alleged hoax because he was being written off of Empire. But 20th Century Fox Television released a statement tonight saying, quote, "The idea that Jussie Smollett has been or would be written off of Empire is patently ridiculous."
Patently ridiculous. Like, are you kidding me? No way. That's like if we got rid of Cookie.
remains a core player on this very successful series, and we continue to stand by him. Smollett's spokesman told us simply, "These are ridiculous rumors." Smollett's story that he was attacked on a dark Chicago street by two men shouting racist and homophobic insults has not changed since the alleged assault was first reported. But going back to our own Matt Finn in Chicago, he tells us tonight, Tammy, that Chicago detectives continue to question Smollett over whether or not this story is real or fake.
Wow.
Tammy?
Well, great reporting. Thank you. Obviously still complicated and eventually.
All right. Now, let us move to our next video. Okay, hear this now.
Then it became a thing of like, oh, how can you doubt that? Like, how do you not believe that? It's the truth. And then it became a thing of like, oh, it's not necessarily that you don't believe that this is the truth. You don't even want to see the truth.
All right, fine. One more. Okay, I can't find the other clip, everybody, that I was trying to find. It's not that critical. It was just a little more snippet from the GMA interview. I can't find it. Anyways, this is important because this is one of the other things I'm going to discuss about this before I get into my summation and the why of it all. Because it's important also to point out in this, the dancing on this, because I always tell you, white folks love to be right, even when they are patently wrong. All right, so this is Fox News, and they jump at any opportunity to dance on this. But most importantly, they see any infraction or crime or anything by an African person as an equal act to their centuries of evil, genocide, murder, theft, and everything else. All right, we reject that. You see, while this is bad and all that kind of stuff, there's nothing here that equals anything they've ever done. We need to be very clear about that. All right, but look how they're taking their victory lap. Hear this now, because I want to point out some of the hypocrisy in their bullshit.
Longer considering Jussie Smollett a victim, saying they want to question him again. But before these latest developments, his initial story got more than 100 minutes of network news coverage. So how did the media get this one so wrong? Now, in fairness, we don't have the final outcome from police yet.
Yeah, but we see the way it's starting to move now. Joining us live to react is former Democrat and founder of the Walk Away campaign, Brandon Straka. Thanks for coming on this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Former Democrat and the founder of the Walk Away campaign, which I profiled him on one of the other channels. All right, when we first learned of the Walk Away campaign, and I already broke that apart into some bullshit. But let's go on. But this is his bitch ass.
The media, and I guess more liberal parts of the media, love the narrative of this story. The same way they love the narrative of those Covington boys being terrible to that American Indian guy.
They don't love it now.
Yeah. They, more so than looking at the facts, they love the narrative.
They're giddy. They're giddy, everybody. They're giddy. Giddy. Hear this.
Sure, absolutely. They wanted to believe it. Yeah. They want to believe stories like this. Anything that comes out that they can use to malign anybody who supports the president or the president himself is gold to them. And this story, when it first came out, was gold.
Just like anything y'all could find or thought you could make up to malign Obama or any other black person on earth, you love it. So shut your white ass up. But let's go on.
They wanted to believe it. They didn't even ask any questions. This guy's...
My God, who is this sister? Don't appreciate she got her titty hanging out. She just ruined her whole fucking look. But she's still a goddess. My God.
First came out was gold.
Who is that, y'all? Oh my God. That's wife material right there, you understand? She had to tuck that titty though. You know what I'm saying? The Jedi don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Be a queen. Stay on your throne. You don't need to reveal. Mystery is more. I'm not going to get... That's another video, Jedi. Settle down. Hear this devil. All right, don't focus on her. Let me do that. You focus on him. All right, move your eyes over to him.
Gold to them. And this story, when it first came out, was gold. They wanted to believe it. They didn't even ask any questions. This guy said, look, I was attacked because I'm a gay black man by Trump supporters, and it was everything that they had hoped that they could run with to continue the narrative of what a Trump supporter is.
I mean, I'm definitely curious, as many are.
Well, this still doesn't affect what a Trump supporter is. A Trump supporter is still a racist white devil. Period. End of conversation. Let's move on.
To see how this ends up playing out and see what the exact final outcome is. But, you know, in the meantime, it goes back to journalism. It goes back to where are we going wrong with this?
Well, that's absolutely true. But you also have to look at what I think is the complete arrogance of people on the left that believe that they can get away with things like this because the media does support them. They don't get scrutinized. Not a lot of questions are asked. Just, you know, look what did happen to those couples.
Because Fox is so wholesome, everybody. They're so wholesome. You have to keep that in mind. They are so wholesome. They are the most upstanding, moral example of journalism anywhere on the planet. I stand by that statement. They do nothing wrong, and they are fair and balanced.
Kids, they were presumed guilty before there was a shred of evidence. But this guy knew that he could get away with it.
Not that they haven't convicted our brothers that have been shot down by police before there was ever even a fucking anything going on. They just knew the name and he was black and they started finding everything they could on him. Let's go on. But remember, they're fair and balanced.
There was a shred of evidence. But this guy knew that he could get away with it.
But sorry to interrupt, but it's almost though, is it too much opinion interjected, whereas journalists should just be reporting facts?
Journalists should definitely just be reporting facts, absolutely, and asking more questions. I mean, there were so many holes in this story right from the beginning. I mean, why is it that those of us on the right knew that something was wrong from the very beginning, but
those of us on the right knew what was wrong? You see how they separate? This is white thinking, everybody. We don't subscribe to any of this. This is completely their shit. You don't adopt any of this. You understand? You don't adopt any of this. Hateful people wanted to believe this was a problem from the gate. Not because they're some brilliant fucking entity, because they're the most inferior thing on the planet. You see? Right-minded people who were just looking at it from a point of common sense said, well, we believe it. You see? But we're also willing to change, i.e. Exhibit A, the Jedi doing this video right now. We're also willing to change and follow what is the truth. They're not willing to do that. Not here on Fox or any of the bitch asses that exist and breathe in this bitch. Let us be clear about that shit. So much for the false equivalencies. Let's move on.
That those of us on the right knew that
those of us on the right with my bitch ass who should be wearing heels and panties.
Something was wrong from the very beginning, but those on the left didn't. We're not all super geniuses. There were so many holes in this story that it was so clear something was very wrong.
It was such a bold attack right outside of the Lowe's Hotel in Chicago, which if you've been near that, I mean, this is a fantastic area. It's right by NBC Tower. It's beautiful. Near great restaurants. It's just like...
That's code for it's white, so this would never happen. And we just... And not only that, two black men walking at night, one of us would have immediately called the police. So there's no way this story could have been true from the beginning. There were so many holes in it. Just the fact you had black people walking around at 2 o'clock in the morning, there was no police intervention, means that there was holes in it. I'm translating White Devil for you. I tell you, I have a degree in it. I taught it at Harvard University, and I speak it fluently. Damn it.
Lowe's Hotel in Chicago, which if you've been near that, I mean, this is a fantastic area. It's right by NBC Tower. It's beautiful. Near great restaurants. It's just like you start to think like, wow. I mean, my first instinct was, wow, this happened there? Yeah. Like in this neighborhood? I was like, there's cameras everywhere, police everywhere. That's a very, very good area.
What did I just tell you? Cameras everywhere, police everywhere? Huh? No way these niggers would be walking at night. There's holes in this already. It's a fantastic area, everybody. It's fantastic. So it's second only to, goddamn it, Disneyland. I said it.
Great restaurants. It's just like you start to think like, wow. I mean, my first instinct was, wow, this happened there? Yeah. Like in this neighborhood? I was like, there's cameras everywhere, police everywhere. That's a very, very good area of the city.
It is, but I feel like what this is highlighting for me is just the different levels of Trump derangement that there actually are. I mean, this is the kind of level where this guy couldn't even refer to the president by his name. He only could call him 45. I mean, he just had a hatred of the president.
As if that's a problem. You see? Listen, anybody that doesn't hate this motherfucker you move away from their bitch ass. You see? Because they hated Obama simply because of the color of his skin and the fact that he had a black nutsack that sat on that chair for 8 years in that Oval Office. And his black ass and his nutsack sat on that fucking Air Force One. And his black ass and his nutsack sat on that fucking Marine One helicopter. You understand? I could keep going. And his black ass and his nutsack sat in that fucking presidential limousine. We can't have this. But here, you could pick any one of the thousands of reasons to hate this fucking racist ass 45 ass tulip that's in the fucking Oval Office now. And they want to act like that's some crime against Mother Teresa and all humanity. Stop it.
Is just the different levels of Trump derangement that there actually are. I mean, this is the kind of level where this guy couldn't even refer to the president by his name. He only could call him 45.
Just like y'all could only refer to Obama as Obama. You could never call him president. You fucking snowflake.
He just had a hatred of the president.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at some of the Democrats on the Smollett's attack claims. This is from January 29th and 30th, just a 2-day span here. And we'll start off with Senator Kamala Harris. And she said, quote, an attempted modern day lynching. We also heard something of that sort from Cory Booker. Speaker Nancy Pelosi said affront to our humanity. And Rashida Tlaib said the dangerous lies from the right wing.
Now, what they don't play is their own tulip.
President. That I can tell you is horrible. I've seen it. I think that's horrible.
They're not playing that.
Your response to all of those.
See, your response to all of those. They're not playing the fucking tulip. He was right along with these three here, denouncing this attack and so forth. I was shocked. I actually choked on my own spit and had to be rushed to the hospital, airlifted.
Again, they wanted to believe it. But let's look at Kamala Harris for a moment. She actually...
Fuck him. Look how he sits, everybody. I'm over it.
Just pushed through an anti-lynching bill. Now, the last lynching that happened in the United States was in 1981, but this...
No, it wasn't. The last lynching that happened was that one we profiled everybody where the dude was dating the white bitch that was older than him? And they found him hung up on the swing set with his own belt, and his mother said the shoes he was wearing wasn't even his shoes, no shoes didn't even fit, etc., etc. Huh? And then there was another one in, oh my God, but it wasn't the fucking 80s. We just covered this shit like a year and a half, 2 years ago. You want more receipts? 2 black men lynched and murdered at the hands of white fucking ass devils, Oklahoma City. This is dated May 11, 2018. Stop the video when the Jedi lies. Huh? 2 black men lynched in Oklahoma by 4 white ass fucking devils, and it's getting no media attention. Alright, now this is their headline. We didn't write it. Fuck this dude and the bitch that gave birth to that.
This is like a pressing measure for her that needs to happen right away. This is what a Kamala Harris presidency is going to look like, and I hope people really, really take a good heart.
So this is what her whole presidency will look like. This one issue. You see? Oh my God. That's code for she will be blaming white people and calling them to account for their bullshit. Because they're as guilty as we fucking say they are. This is what a Kamala Harris presidency will look like. As if it's anything could be worse than this bitch that sits in there now. You see how fucked up these people are? They have no credibility. Not with humanity and definitely not with the divine.
Presidency is going to look like, and I hope people really, really take a good hard look at this. It is going to be identity politics at a level...
Identity politics? Huh? What's the fucking Orange Tulip doing since he fucking was running? Who was at his rallies, everybody? It all looked like a fucking Klan rally. But it's going to be identity politics, says this fucking white devil.
Really take a good hard look at this. It is going to be identity politics at a level we've never seen before.
That we've never seen before. And you saw him lean forward and articulate with that lie with his fucking body. Here, watch this shit again. Watch it.
Look at this. It is going to be identity politics at a level we've never seen before.
Oh my God.
I was thinking the other day,
it is going to be identity politics at a level we've never seen before.
Again.
Look at this. It is going to be identity politics at a level we've never seen before.
Never seen before.
Look at this. It is going to be identity politics at a level we've never seen before.
Just like they try and make you think that the worst thing that ever happened on American soil was that fucked up attack on 9/11 that they white asses fucking carried out. When in fact, the worst thing that ever happened on fucking American soil after fucking slavery, because everything is second to that, would be the killing of 3,000 people in Greenwood, Oklahoma in 1921. You understand? 35 blocks. They went door to door killing African people over one white bitch who lied. You see? So for all y'all out there laid up with some white bitch, watch your ass. Because we're not going to be a victim for your shit. You understand? And then they bombed them from the sky because many of the brothers that lived in that community had come home from World War I. So they were armed. And they brought in the National Guard because we were winning. We were killing their white asses and beating them. And they never can beat us face to face, hand to hand on any fucking level. So what do? They bring in the National Guard to back their white asses up. And then they got some of the planes that they used in World War I and the bombs and bombed our shit from the sky. Don't fuck with me. We don't have anything to fucking believe from these damn people. I don't give a damn if it's the bitch in 1921 or the bitch in 2019. It's the same bitch.
I was thinking the other day, if a country music star and Trump supporter claimed that he was attacked in downtown Chicago by 2 Antifa members, in a story this bold, do you...
Nobody believe it because we're not violent like you and we don't do the shit that you do. So you would be the only one that had a problem with it.
I think the media would have had some tougher questions.
I don't think they would even cover it, and unfortunately, it would probably be a true story.
Yeah.
Shut up, bitch. We're over this clip, everybody. We're over it. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. So now that brings us back full circle. And I, for one, am not willing to believe this whole the letter didn't get enough attention, so he wanted to stage this. You know, as much as it's looking more like this was staged, I'm still not coming away with a satisfactory why. You know, I can speculate, if you will. And one of the things that I would say is there's this ongoing attempt, everybody, and I've been stressing this. There's this ongoing agenda to try and equate being gay with being black. That shit is not going to fly a fucking day as long as I breathe and live on this fucking earth. Do you understand me? As an African person. Period. As offended as the alphabet community wanted to be about a couple words that Kevin Hart said, I wish our shit was just riddled with words. The sighting that I just gave you of Greenwood, Oklahoma, 1921. The wealthiest community in the United States, black or white. This was the wealthiest community, hear this, in this bitch. 3,000 of our people killed. They went door to door. Show me just even that in gay history. I'd love to see that data. And I could start naming all of our atrocities. And I could be here for 20 days and not be done listing shit. So let's move that out of my fucking life. That's first. Now, but to that point, is this some sort of attempt because he is openly gay? Is he trying to move this and be like the sort of shining knight? Because he kept stressing when I saw the clip of him on stage. I wish I could have found that clip. Damn it. All right, I'm firing all my staff. All of you guys are fired. Get out. I don't need any of you. All right. But anyway, he was saying he's the gay Tupac. That's why I even cited the Tupac lyric at the beginning. You know, first off, fuck your bitch and the clique you claim. I miss you, brother. I miss you. I miss you. I miss you. But he was saying, you know, he was the gay Tupac, and he always gets emotional, even in the GMA interview, and that's why I wish I could have found that fucking clip. Hold up, y'all, it's worth it. Where he got emotional then when he said, but I fought back. I'm not weak. I need to find that. It's worth it. Hold on now. Damn it. The Jedi does his work. Okay, hear this now. It's just a few seconds. But this is important to my theory of my possible theory of why.
Call the police.
There's a level of pride there. We live in a society where...
She asked him, did you call the police? Why didn't you call the police? One of those. And he says, we live in a society, hold on. 340. Alright, here we go.
Call the police.
There's a level of pride there. We live in a society where, as a gay man, you are considered somehow to be weak. And I'm not weak. I am not weak. And we are, as a people, are not weak.
Now, two things. He gets emotional every time he says that, just like he did when he was on stage and he said it. He gets emotional there. And who does he mean when he says we are not weak? As a people, we are not weak. He's talking about African folks, or are you talking about gay folks? I don't think it really matters, but I'm asking the question. Who? But why I'm even bringing this is because this whole strength thing seems to be a major thing with him. It's profound even, because when I would see the little grainy clips of him on stage after he reappeared after all of this, you know, he was saying he's the gay Tupac, and the main thing he was stressing is to fight back. And I fought the fuck back. That was a major theme. Like, he wanted people to know, I fought back. I fought back. You see? I really don't see where that comes from. You see what I'm saying? Like, I've lived all over the country, and, you know, we all have encountered or know some gay people, or we have gay people in our family, and something like that. And I really don't see strength as an issue, really. You feel me? Like, I mean, you know, and the reputation. Even Eddie Murphy, I think, had cited this in one of his comedy acts or something. But anyway, I mean, even some of these damn drag queens will fuck you up. Oppressed people can fight. You feel me? So black folks can fight. We will beat your ass. You see what I'm saying? From the wimpy of us to the strongest of us, we will beat your fucking ass. And I think I would say the same thing for a lot of gay people. You know, that a lot of them probably can whip some ass. At least I'll speak for the black ones anyway. I would assume, because they black first in my book. You see, you black first, goddammit. When they said, Miss Johnson, you pregnant, and they pushed you out, we didn't know who the fuck you was, we just knew you was a black baby. So you black first, you know. And so, but he stresses that so much. So is there an issue with him and weakness? Was he tried? You know, is there some ego thing going on where he needs to prove himself so that he can say, because he kept saying, I could say I fought back, but he always gets very passionate and very emotional and, you know, animated when he says that, when he said it on stage, and then in the interview he gets emotional with almost the hiccup cry even. I wish I could play the whole thing for you. Damn it. Excuse me. But I'm not going to do it because the standard for black folks in fair use is different than it is for white folks, even though it's the fucking law of the land. Alright. Anyways. And I'm not trying to commit homicide this year. So I'm saying, I said, not this year, Jedi. Not this year. So I'm saying, not this year. You see. So just... But anyway. So this is very concerning, but this is very bad for us, everybody. It's bad. No matter whether we like that or not, it's bad for us as a people because, you know, the last time that we saw something like even akin to this was back in the 1980s when Al Sharpton's fat Fila suit, blowout press hair, superfly hair wearing, gold dookie chain ass staged this thing with this chick Tawana Brawley, I think is her name. And she claimed that she was attacked by some white dudes. They carved something into her skin. They put feces on her. They urinated on her. It was a big story. I've talked about this in past work on other channels, but that's why even in those videos I asked you, I said, how does this guy have a show on MSNBC? How does he have a show? How does he have a show? Because they felt the same way about Al Sharpton, all they white ass, as they feel about this dude here right now. Same devils, same reaction. You see? And that was bad. This is bad. Because like I said already, they try and equate even one thing that we do with all the evil they've done and continue to do. And there will never be an equivalency for that shit. You understand? We don't come anywhere near them. This is a total aberration for us, if indeed this happened. It's a total aberration. And like I say, I was sticking with him to the very bitter end until the Nigerian brothers. Because that's just like, you can't, they wouldn't say this and implicate themselves in this if it wasn't true, because they are not going to be free of this, because it's not just Jussie. He might have been the mastermind and y'all, you know, he's went to the hospital, he's the one out there, but y'all bitch asses are culpable in the act. So get ready for some jail time, brothers. Luckily you're already built, so maybe ain't nobody gonna try you. You don't need to really be on the weight pile when you get there. You feel me? But so they have something to lose is my bigger point. They have something to lose. And so it would be unthinkable that they would even implicate this if it wasn't the truth. I think the pressure just got to be too much. And it's like, well, fuck, you know. And then plus, when they were returning from Nigeria, the police had already raided their house, etc., etc. And this just looks bad, dude. It looks bad. And I feel like that what was the 20th Century Fox, I think, or whoever the fucking company that puts on Empire, said they stand by him. I don't think they're really going to be standing by him. You know, especially if they're talking about moving in for arrest and possible and this and the bullshit. It just looks really bad. That whole show could go down now over this, because you can't replace him. He has been a symbol for the alphabet community on that show. You know, and, you know, just as an African, I have wondered why it is that when I see gay people on TV, they're always the over the top with the shirt tied in the front and very feminine and sissy bullshit. So while I didn't think we needed a gay character on this damn show, I'm like, here they go, they're pushing this bullshit, you know. But I could respect, just as I'm consistent, because I said the same thing about Jeffrey on The Haves and the Have-Nots. I was like, well, I hate the fuck there's a gay character, but at least the brother is not like some over the top flamer, you know. So it made it easier for me to absorb it. I don't know if that's really the word I needed, but damn it, that's all I got, you know. And so, you know, but my bigger point is that he is kind of a beacon, you know. And then Lee Daniels is the one that puts on the show, and Lee Daniels, you know, is a fucking alphabet, and he is with his white lover and all of it. So, but over and above that, he's also, and I haven't watched it since the first season. You know, I watched probably, I don't even know if I got to the end of the season really, because Boo Boo Kitty got thrown over a banister or something. That's the last episode I saw. Everybody, Boo Boo Kitty got thrown over some ledge or something. That's all I seen. Or something. They wasn't sure. It was a cliffhanger. We didn't know who was thrown over. So I still don't know if Boo Boo Kitty's alive or dead. I don't know. And the bitch doesn't owe me money. What? Okay, wait. My people are telling me in my ear. Turns out Boo Boo Kitty, the bitch, does owe me $20 right now. So that's confirmed. My people are telling me in my ear right now. They're telling me. I'm hearing. I'm being told. Bitch does owe me $20. But anyway, that's the last thing I saw. But my point is, I had seen enough to know that he was a major draw for the show. It's Cookie and then it's him. You know, well, it's Terrence and Cookie and then him, kind of, you know. Well, it's really the whole family. Him and Hakeem and Terrence and Cookie, you know. But he's a principal actor. He's germane to their story, you know, a fixture. And so there would be a major disrupt in the show if he went away, you know. So I think they will be changing their tone. And then in my last video, when I was showing you guys Steve Harvey and Monique, I brought you the video of Steve Harvey's bitch ass. I'm down. I can't. Let's play that. God damn it. God damn it. This is worth our money, everybody. Roll it.
To little brother Jussie, that as a black man in this country, that I'm down with you.
I'm down with you. Wait, go on.
And I know a lot of brothers that's down with you.
Wait, that's worth our money, y'all.
That I'm down with you. That I'm down with you. That I'm down with you. That I'm down with you.
Now, this makes this delicious, everybody, because you couldn't stand behind Monique when you and Tyler and everybody else was fucking doing our sister wrong before you even get to Netflix. Y'all fucked our sister over because you didn't have the courage and the strength to open your mouth and tell the fucking truth. You couldn't stand behind our sister, who still stands in the glaring light of righteousness and truth and vindication and morality. And you got on this bitch and proclaimed just on a fly, no lighting, no hair and makeup and wardrobe, just I'm down with you. And now, bitch, now what? So this is poetic, everybody. This is poetic. This is poetic. If you've been down with your sister, you'd still be smelling like a rose. And she needed your help and was seeking it. This motherfucker didn't need your help and wasn't seeking it. But you went out of your way to proclaim that you were down with him. And I know a lot of other brothers that's down with you. You see what I'm saying? So down goes your bitch ass, Steve fucking Harvey. Bitch. Oh my God, I can't, y'all. I can't. But I want to start landing this just to say that this is still bad for us as a people, because of how insincere, continuously bad intentioned as white folks are about anything. You understand? And because they spend a lot of their time searching for equivalents to their inherent and infinite evil, you know, in every sector of human life and across history. You know, when we look at all the uproar and the strife of humanity across time, we attribute all suffering and ill fate to these people. That's just the damn truth, and it's going to be truth whether I proclaim it or not. You see what I'm saying? Whether I had come to earth or not, the shit is still going to be the truth. You understand? It's still going to be the truth. It's still going to be the truth. Still. You see? Still. It's like at the end of a heavyweight fight, when they finish and they bloodied and beaten. You see what I'm saying? And that referee come over there, or the announcer come over and grab the champ's hand and hold it in the air and say, and still. You see? And the crowd, and still the number one, yeah. So, and still it's going to be the truth. Still. Still. So, let us still, whatever reason Jussie did this, I say we still hold moral judgment on him, even as we concede the likelihood that this was some sort of a staged event. Hear me closely, my people. Hear me. Hear me. even as we concede that this is possibly a staged event, we still reserve moral judgment on our brother. And he is still our brother. You understand? Jedi, how can you say this? I can't. Well, yes, you can, and here's how. Because they always absorb their bullshit. I just showed you the Fox motherfuckers up there defending the fucking orange tulip. They voted for his bitch ass. You see? He's the white president. They voted him in. We sat at home because most of us were pissed off that they didn't fucking, that the DNC was putting their hands on the scale for fucking the sniper fire bitch, and most of the fucking world wanted Bernie Sanders. But that's another video and I've done it. So let us be like-minded. You see? Just like they can still love this fucking orange tulip, we still love Jussie. Damn it. Just in spite of their ass. We don't have to mean it. I do. But I'm encouraging you that even if you don't mean it, proclaim it any damn way. Just to piss them off. I still stand with Jussie. Because why I say that also is because I sense that this was, if it is a hoax, it was a long way to go for what could possibly still be a good reason. Did you understand what I just said to you? This could still be a long way to go for a very good reason. You see? Sometimes your intention can be the right thing, but you hadn't really thought about the path to get there. You know? I'm going to go to the store, and you end up taking the long route and you fucking run out of gas. When you could have just went 2 blocks over and oh my God, you were at the store. You see? But your intention was to get to the store. You see? So we don't chastise you for that. You just went the wrong fucking way. You just went the wrong way. Just like this bitch on your screen told Monique, but the way you went about it. Black folks is good for that when they don't want to accept truth. You see? Have somebody that owe you money, and they expect you to turn to the fucking Mother Teresa after they've been owing you your damn money, and then you don't pay, or they don't pay you. And they say, well, it's just the way you had asked me. No, bitch, fuck that. Fuck how I asked. You see what I'm saying? You still owe me my damn money, and I want it. You understand what I'm saying to you? So, like he told Monique, it's just the way you had went about it. It's the way, you see. So we're going to adopt some of that and say, we still absorb this brother. And we reserve and hold our moral judgment until we find out the why. There's your full circle moment. The why. What was your ultimate goal? What was your intention? What was your intention? What was your intention? And then, at that point, if we find out it was some shit that is adverse to our current standing and our future progress in this country, then we rip Jussie to fucking shreds and we drag his ass to dust. Do you understand me? That's what we do. But right now, as we concede this is a possible hoax, we hold the moral judgment until we know the why. This is the Jedi.